Welcome back. Let's get the GIFT Nifty up for you on the screen. In the last 4 trading sessions, the Nifty's lost 470 points, 4 consecutive sessions of losses, and we closed below the 25,900. And this morning, there isn't any big recovery afoot, at least for now. 1.7% lower on the benchmark indices this week. Our research team is standing by with CNBC-TV18's list of top stocks for the day. And big moves seen in crude prices. Brent crude is at $62.50. So Sonal is joining in now to tell us the impact that we could see on some of these oil and gas names.
Good morning, Rima. Well, we've been seeing a lot of volatility, but Nifty Oil and Gas, that index is down 6% in last 1 week itself. Oil prices overnight rose 3%. There have been a lot of focus on Venezuela, what happens with supply in Russia. Now, there are talks of more sanctions, Iraq and Iran as well. On the back of that, crude prices surged overnight, and this has come in after 2 days of minor declines that we saw as well. Jefferies has put out a note today that they say despite all that is happening globally, the market is still oversupplied by 2 million barrels per day, and by the end of calendar year 2026, it is projected to rise to 3.5 million barrels per day. So yes, the crude rise is good for Oil India and ONGC, but we'll have to see whether that continues or not. Additionally, Reliance is in focus because they put out a statement that they are awaiting clarity on access for Venezuelan oil by non-US buyers, and they will consider buying the oil in a compliant manner. If that does happen, it could be positive because Jefferies last week had indicated that the company earlier used to buy 20% of their oil needs from Venezuela, and if they continue to do so, it could be at a $5 to $8 per barrel discount, which will aid their GRMs. So these stocks will be on our radar today.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Sonal. Hopping across to Vinny. She's here to tell us some stocks in the news. Vinny?
Hi, good morning. So talking about some of the order wins that have come in, one is BHEL. Now they've received an order for around 5,400 crores. This is from Bharat Coal Gasification Chemicals Company, which is a joint venture that they have with Coal India. BHEL is one of those promoters of this company. They have 49% stake as well. And obviously this is a related party transaction. It's taken place at an arm's length price. And the project has to be completed in 42 months. Other than that, they have operation and maintenance service contract with them as well, which will be for a period of 5 years. So an important order there for BHEL. Powermac, that's the next one. They've been awarded a BESS order from West Bengal State Electricity Distribution Company. This is overall 1 gigawatt BES, and additional there's a green shoe option of 1 more gigawatt. So totally, including the green shoe option, the revenue potential would be 3,126 crores. Excluding it, it is around 1,500 crores. Lastly, we have Power Grid also. They have been declared as a successful bidder to establish interstate transmission system in Karnataka. This is a project of a 400 kilowatt of DC transmission line. All these stocks are going to see some bit of a green because of the order wins today.
Thank you very much for that. BHEL was down more than 10% yesterday, but that overhang on allowing Chinese imports in the sectors that they operate, which could increase market competition, still looms on that. But moving on to Ria on Astra Micro. Ria?
Well, good morning. Astra Micro has received an order today. In fact, the JV company called Astra Rafael Comsys has received this order worth roughly 275 crores from the IAF for the integration and installation of software in aircraft. Now, this includes the integration of software-defined radios on MiG-29 aircraft, as well as the installation of network-centric application on MiG-29. And this also includes the procurement of 24 SDRs for the LCA Mark 1A aircraft as well. The execution period for this will be 12 months. Just looking at the order book status for Astra Micro as a whole, at the end of quarter 2 of FY26, the standalone order book was roughly 1,900 crores. And going forward for FY26, the company is targeting 15 to 20% revenue growth. And in quarter 3, they are expecting an order inflow of in excess of 400 crores. And for quarter 4, they are expecting the order inflow to cross 600 crores.
Thank you very much for that. Elecon Engineering's Q3 numbers. Vinny, how did they look?
Q3 numbers not that good, right? Revenue saw only a growth of around 4.3% on a year-on basis, coming in at around 550 crores. EBITDA is down by 23%. Margins have seen a sharp contraction, 19.8% versus 26.9% last year. Profits are down by 33% as well. Even segment-wise, the transmission segment, that's seen a very muted growth of just around a 1.5%. And material handling equipment, that saw a better growth of 21%. But transmission division, that's a higher portion in terms of the total revenue. Now, order book, that came came in at around 1,372 crores. The company has maintained its FY26 guidance, which that's spoken about. Actually, slight bit of a reduction there is what they've done. They've lowered it by up to 5% in terms of revenue guidance. Adjusted EBITDA margins may be lower up to 2%, around 2% is what the company has mentioned in their PPT. They said that overall order book is healthy, but yes, as of now in terms of revenue as well as adjusted EBITDA could be slightly lower. Margins obviously this time mainly were impacted because revenue was one flat. Other than that, increase in employee costs as well as change in product mix overall impacted the margin. So we could see some bit of a red coming in for Elecon Engineering.
Got it. Thanks a lot for that, Vinny. Well, I'm looking at two cement companies. There is Sagar Cement, which is the parent of Andhra Cement. Now, yesterday, post-market hours, they have disclosed on exchanges that they're looking to sell close to an 8% stake that they hold in Andhra Cement. That's around 75 lakh shares. But via this, they'll be able to raise close to around 54 crore rupees. Sagar Cement, what's good for them? Well, they'll get close to around 55 crores or thereabouts for this 8% stake. And they still will have another 6% to come down to that 75% odd level. For Andhra Cement, interesting because yesterday the stock closed at around 69 rupees, but the pricing that they have come in at a base price of around 72 rupees. So because it's at a bit of a premium, going with green on both these two stocks, Sagar gets some money. The OFS is priced at at a bit of a premium to yesterday's close. For non-retail investors, well, that opens up today. While for retail, it'll open up on Monday itself. The reason that Sagar Cement is doing this is because currently the holding is 90%. It needs to come down to 75%, and they'll be looking to fulfill that. My gut is that they get it done in the next 1 month or so, come down to 75%. Post this OFS, it'll be at around 81% or thereabouts. So we'll keep an eye out on both these two stocks, moving with a tinge of green on both of them.
All right, let's quickly recap then. The top stocks on our radar, stocks with positive news flow are ONGC, Oil India, Reliance Industries, BHEL, Power Grid, Astra Microwave, Power Mech, Sagar Cement and Andhra Cement. Stocks with negative news flow are Elecon Engineering. And keep your eye on oil marketing companies too, with the rise seen in crude prices. In fact, Manisha is now joining in, talking about crude to get us all the action that's happening in the world of commodities. Manisha, big news on crude overnight.
Oh, yes. It's trading at 2-week highs right now, and the crude prices have gained up by nearly 4% in the overnight markets. With this, we are heading for a third weekly gain. This is after crude closed 2025 down by 18%. So January, in that sense, has started on a positive note for the markets. It is about investors assessing developments in Venezuela. Reports of Chevron, ConocoPhillips, and Exxon are expected to play constructive roles in Venezuela. And it's not just about Venezuela, because there are supply concerns also coming in from Russia, from Iraq, from Iran as well. The only reason that the markets have not run up has been because 2026 crude surplus is estimated anywhere between 500,000 to 3.5 million barrels per day going forward every single day. So that is what seems to be bothering the markets right now. With the gain in the crude prices, we also have seen support come in for the crude products. So whether it's about natural gas, heating oil, gasoline, we've seen a gain come across energy basket in the overnight markets therein.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Manisha. For the time being, though, we'll slip into a short break. On the other side, we have PL Capital's Amit Anbani, who's waiting by to help us analyze the reports that suggest the government plans to scrap curbs on Chinese firms bidding for government contracts. Stay tuned to that conversation.